Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Hope you're all doing well. Well, today, what are we going to do? We're going to have some pickups, some gifts, and some pickups. I've got some quite cool stuff here, actually. A couple of nice gifts I've been given, and some cool stuff I've picked up myself. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. First, the section of the show that's sponsored by Larry Boyd. Yep, regular viewers of the channel will know my friend Larry always looks after me, and this time is no different. So once again, Larry, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You really don't need to send me anything, as I always say, but it really is really appreciated. I just love it when one of your little packages falls through the door and gets me guessing what's in there, because I've always got no idea, and it's always something really cool, and definitely no exception with these ones. The first one he sent over was in a separate envelope, and he marked it for the attention of Mrs. Blu-Roy, because she's the horror film person in the family, and he sent her the Babadook, which is a film we don't own, but we have seen years and years ago when it first came out. I mean, what year is it? I can't see it on there, but I'm guessing it's got to be getting on for 10 years old now. But I remember it being a good, creepy film that goes in directions that you're not expecting, and we enjoyed it at the time, so we are definitely overdue a watch of it, and a nice slipcover. So Mrs. Blu-Roy is grateful for that, mate. Thank you very much. And a couple of cool films that he marked for attention of Cosmo the cat. So I don't think he's going to have much interest in them, mate, but I certainly will enjoy it myself. The first one being My Name is Nobody, which is a western that I haven't seen, with Terence Hill and Henry Fonda, and don't know much about it, and still don't know much about it because it's in German on the back, but there you go. But I'm sure it's one that I will enjoy. I do like a good western, so if anybody can clue me up on that, maybe Larry yourself or Carlos, I reckon you're the man who's going to know about that one. Let me know what that's all about. But yeah, brilliant stuff. And the one I'm most excited that Larry sent me is, I think it's a German edition of Death Proof. Now, the reason I'm really excited about this is the only Tarantino film I didn't have on Blu-ray. I've got a DVD disc somewhere in a folder, so I'm really pleased to add that to my collection. And now what I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to watch this again, because I've only seen it once and it was a long time ago. I'm going to watch it again, and I may do a Tarantino ranking video on the channel if that's something that you guys would like. I've watched a lot of them with my son, so maybe he can give me some input on the video as well. He can show like the brains of the family, I suppose. Yeah. So once again, Larry, thanks very much. Blinding, mate. As Comet says, you are a star. And next up, I got a package from James, Movie Mad 1. What James and I do is we're always on the lookout for stuff that each other want in our own respective CXs and charity shops. And what we normally do is we save a bundle up until we've got enough to send over a small box full. And James had enough that stuff that I wanted it picked up for me over the weeks to fill a said box, and he sent it over, and some really cool stuff there is in here too. A few weeks on the channel ago, I had a bit of a Statham kick. I think Statham is my favourite action star. I think I love the coolness of the guy, and he's no frills. He goes around beating people up, and he's very good at it. And I watched, I think, the first one or two of these franchise, but never owned them. So when James managed to pick all three for the franchise up in one of his local charity shops and asked if I'd want them, I indubitably said, of course, James, yes please, if you can send them to my way. And he's very kindly picked them up for me, being Transporter 1, Transporter 2, Transporter 3. Now, I'd seen Transporter 1 before, I know I have, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen them two. And spoiler alert for the weekly watches, I've already watched that one and enjoyed it, so you'll get my thoughts fully on that the weekend watches. If you're a big Jace fan like me, make sure you tune in to hear what I think about that one. Next up, one that James picked up from me from his local CX. A film I've been after upgrading my DVD copy for a long time. Demolition Man with Stallone and Wesley Snipes. And what a great fun action film this is. Right favourite of mine. Just doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just daft. Wesley Snipes is brilliant in it. And if anybody's worked out how to use the seashells yet, let me know, because I've got them in my bathroom and I just keep making a mess all the time. The wife's going mad. Yeah, brilliant film. Next up, I had a bit of a story about this in the summer when I went up to Lancaster. I picked this up. Well, I thought I picked it up. The Fly. This is the 1950s version, which is since a kid saw it last, and I've been wanting to watch it for a long time. I think it was Ash show. It was Ash's fault that it snowballed in my brain. I think it was him. He got an import of the 3-pack of the 50s films, and ever since I watched that, I've been wanting to watch this. And anyway, yeah, I'm waffling. I picked this up in Lancaster CX and got back to the Midlands with it, opened up the case, and they'd put in the Goldblum version, which annoyed me. So I took it to my local shop and rang them up and asked if they could maybe send the right disc down, but I'm pretty sure they just couldn't be bothered in Lancaster. They just said they didn't have it, because I know they had the Goldblum case there as well. So the girl, when she got the disc ready, she just picked up the wrong one and put it in the wrong case. I'm pretty sure they had the right disc for me, but just couldn't be arsed, which is pretty bad customer service from CX. Normally, I've got good things to say about them, but they did disappoint me that time. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching The Fly again, and thanks, James. It's been a long ongoing pursuit for me to get this one, and now it's finally there. I can get that watched, so thanks very much, mate. And last of all that James has sent me, and the one I'm most excited about because it's a brilliant, brilliant film and a wonderful upgrade to my DVD, is directed by Nicholas Ray. In a Lonely Place, and what a wonderful film noir this is. So I've got the DVD copy, and it's been a while again since I watched that, but I remember really, really enjoying that. And you can't go wrong with a bit of film noir, and another criterion to add to my collection. I think, if I remember right, James picked this up in a charity shop, and he was going to trade it in, but then I said I was one I was after, and he very kindly sent it with the box, and he didn't want... I was going to give him a voucher for it, but he didn't want anything. So, James, thanks very much, mate. I really do appreciate that. That's a wonderful, wonderful package. If by any chance, most of you are already subscribed to James. I know I've had quite a few new subscribers with my top 10 videos. So if you don't know James, I'll leave his channel details down below. Movie Mad 1. Go over, give him some love, give him a sub, tell him the Blu-Roy sent you. He's got a great channel. It's a unique channel, and I mean this in the nicest way. There's always something going on in the channel, always something going wrong with the pets or a family member being unruly or something like that. It's always getting interrupted, but it makes me laugh, and 9 times out of 10 he'll make a video and drop everything on the floor. He's the clumsiest guy, the loveliest guy you'll ever meet in the world, and I just love listening to him to movies. So head down below and give him some love, and I'd appreciate that. So that's 2 wonderful, wonderful packages. And now on to what I've grabbed myself, and a few nice things. First of all, from my local CX, and I'm a big Burt Lancaster fan, and I totally forgot he was in this, because again, it's another film I haven't seen for years and years and years, and that's Local Hero. And maybe James, being a Scotsman, he'd be interested in this one, because I know it's set in Scotland, and I know it's about big business and oil and stuff like that, but it's a hell of a long time since I've seen it. And another reason why I bought this, I don't really talk about my music likes much on this channel, but I'm a really big Dire Straits fan, and they did the theme tune to this, and it's a great tune and one that gets stuck in my head, so I'm looking forward to watching it and listening to it again. It's Local Hero. Next one, I ordered on Amazon, and it kept saying and delaying the delivery date on it. So whether a lot of them, whether it was not mass produced, I don't know, because I know it's out of print on Amazon at the moment, and it's quite a new film, and that's Michael Caine, Glenda Jackson. I was getting the two mixed up. Glenda Caine, Glenda Jackson, and Michael J. Oh God. So yeah, in the end, I managed to pick up a copy for a decent price off eBay on the Cinema Deso site on eBay. And James, go back to James, he watched this recently and said it's a really, really good film. I think it's about Caine, based on a true story, sort of escapes from his care home to go over and visit the fields in France where all his colleagues from the war are buried. So yeah, it sounds like it could be a bit of a heartwarming, just one of them films where you can't be asked to concentrate, so you just need something to wash all over you, and I think that'll be the ideal thing. On my last video, I'd picked up a 2 for $15 on Amazon on the sale, and I was still waiting on one of them, and it finally arrived about a week and a half after the other one, and that's Night of the Comet, with a lovely looking slipcase on it by the looks of it. And it's a film I haven't seen, but it's a film I've heard numerous people talking about, saying it's a sci-fi classic and a film I really should have watched by now. I think it's an alien invasion film, if I'm not wrong. So I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, and if I don't, for the price I've paid for it, I'm sure I can get my money back for it. That's Night of the Comet. Anybody know much about that and whether I should be watching it pretty soon? Let me know down below. And now one that I was watching a film, a Blu-ray, quite a few years ago. You know, the days when you used to get the trailers before a film started, and I miss them days because I always discover new stuff, and they had a trailer for this film, and I thought, God, that looks interesting, and I'd never heard of it, and that's The Fifth Estate, and it looks to be all about the, what's his name, Julian Assange, is it, something like that? He was the guy behind WikiLeaks, where he was leaking all sorts of secrets onto the internet about companies and stuff like that. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch, which, look at him, maybe on the back you'll see it better. Shock of blonde hair. That's what perked me up to it. I thought, look at the state of Cumberbatch on that. I'm guessing that's what the guy looked like in real life. But I don't think Benedict carries it off too well, to be honest. It's got Daniel Brühl, who I always like, who's brilliant in Russia. Stanley Tucci, again, he's a great actor. Peter Capaldi. And Laura Linney, who was in... She was in Ozark, wasn't she? She was the mum in Ozark, and very good in that too. So for a couple of quid, I've got a copy sent to me off eBay. It's come in a poly case. And I've got quite a few of these films that I'll put in these cases. So I'll watch it, and if it's deserving of being upgraded to a case and going on the shelves, I'll swap it over. But if not, I'll get in my box with all the others like that. Yeah, again, if anybody knows that film, because it did look interesting by the trailer, let me know. And last, and by no means least, this from Radiance Films, from a director I've never heard of, Jean-Pierre Mocky. And I don't know whether they had the wrong price on this on Amazon, but it's worth far more than the 15 quid I paid for it. And that's the Agitator set. Now, I'm going to lie, I got this in my sole purpose, whether, you know, people like that or not. I know people have different views on it. was to flip it and maybe get a bigger voucher, because it doubled the money for your voucher more or less in CX. But when I got it, I looked through it, and it's such a lovely looking release, and 3 Amaray cases and a book. And I started reading about the films, and they just sounded really interesting. The first one, Lightan, I think that's like a folk zombie type film. Then you've got Kill the Referee, which is apparently about a football referee who makes a mistake and costs a team, and then the local gangsters are out to kill him. And Agent Trouble, which is described as a Hitchcockian drama. I mean, if you say Hitchcockian, you've got me like that. So I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to give the films a watch and see what I think of the films. And if I like the films, it will stay in the collection. But for 15 quid, for a limited edition set like this, I mean, it didn't last long at that price. I'm sure that they priced it up wrong myself. Because, like I say, it goes for far more than that in places like CX and eBay and stuff. Region free as well, and a limited edition. I think it's limited to 3,000, something like that. But yeah, but what a beautiful looking set that is, and I think I'm going to enjoy that. So that's it, guys. That's all my pickups last 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember when the last time I made a pickup video. But there you have it. Some really, really good stuff, as I'm sure you'll agree. And plenty to get my teeth into. So thanks, guys. Give me a like if you've liked what I've done today. Maybe think about subscribing if you want more of this nonsense. And I'll catch you all at the weekend. Ta-ra a bit.